Well, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us on Vacation Station TV. And we are broadcasting live. And no, I'm not on the road anymore. That was too much. That was too much. I went through Pigeon Forge and it was pretty crowded. It was very crowded. And I said, well, I'm already down here. I don't want to turn around, go all the way back to the house. I said, let's go up to Gatlinburg and see what's going on. Mistake, very, very big mistake. The line, the line, as soon as I should have known, I could have turned around. I had the option to turn around, but I said, oh, I trust that we'll make it through, you and me. No, I shouldn't. You shouldn't have trusted me on that one. It was bumper to bumper all the way up. And as you just pass the Welcome Center, there's a road to the right and it says bypass. Now, if you haven't taken that, you really should, because the bypass is a beautiful road, a very beautiful road, and it takes you around the back of Gatlinburg. And I got there; they're still in line. I'm sure they're still. I'm already home because it was dead still. And as soon as I saw that, I just yanked it over to the right, and the scenery is unbelievable there. It's really pretty indeed. And so I took it there and I made it into the end of Gatlinburg. Remember, I pointed out to you many times, that's the beginning of the Smoky Mountains. That's the gateway to the Smoky Mountains right there. You come in that way, the bypass. And that's really cool because the sights, the scenery is really, really nice. The leaves, excuse me, I'm stretching my arm. The leaves are starting to turn. They're starting to look nice. Not here. Not I'm up about 1,600 feet. Not as quite as high as Gatlinburg. And Gatlinburg is probably 1,900 feet. And I do have to correct myself. Up at the, what do you call that? The missing link. It's 2,650 feet high. So I was wrong. So I'm correcting that. Bad, giving wrong information like that. How are you? Oh my goodness, Brad. I know he lost his. I don't know what was going on in Gatlinburg. It kept clicking in and out. Now, could be because there were so many people, so more than I've really seen in a long time in Gatlinburg. They may be sucking all the bandwidth out of there because there was just thousands. I tried to give you an overall view, but you could not see what I was seeing on both sides of the road, and where the little camera on these phones, they don't really do all well. I'm using the phone right now. Is it coming through all right, Brad? I'm trying out a new little microphone that I have here that amplifies the sound and is supposed to be filtering it. Please let me know. And Annette from Wisconsin. Hello, everybody. You're a new subscriber. Thank you. Yay. We're getting there. I'm shooting for that 1,000, so shooting for that 1,000. You guys are helping me, Annette. We love you for that, Marie and I. And of course, Brad's been around for a long time. How's your beautiful wife, Brad? How's Stephanie doing? Hopefully you guys are doing well. Haven't heard from you in a while. And of course, we'll be doing a live show tomorrow night from 7 to 9 p.m. And Marie should be there. She should be there. She's working today, so she couldn't come out with me. But yesterday, we went to the Harvest Fest, and that was a lot of fun. I was really surprised. I thought, I remember the Harvest Fest not being as crowded as it was and having so many vendors as it had yesterday. And it really had a lot of vendors. More than I've ever seen in 5 years. And it had a lot of cool stuff. Of course, reference the video that I just put up, because that kind of gives you an overall view of what the Harvest Fest was like. But coming back, I came back down through Pigeon Forge from Gatlinburg, and that's 321. So I'd be heading 321 north, and I come into Pigeon Forge, and everything's okay. It's a little crowded. There's cars because it's Saturday, and there's always people around on Saturday. And as soon as I I make a left on 321 to go home, and I got to Walden Creek Road and in Walden Creek, and that's 321, and then Walden Creek makes a right. All of a sudden, the traffic came to a dead stop. A dead stop. What's happened? An accident or something like that? And finally, when I ease around this corner, because there's a left hand curve, I look up, and as far as I could see, it was dead stop traffic. And that's 5 miles, 6 miles from Wares Valley. So it's worse than it was yesterday, because yesterday it was really bad. If you look at the tail end of the video, that was a lot of traffic. This is considerably worse today, the traffic. So if you're heading up 321, forget about it. Because you're going to not be happy. You're going to be at a dead standstill very, very long time. And the festival, when we were leaving there yesterday, Marie and I, people were running out of stuff. They go, we didn't expect this. We did not expect this kind of crowd. They had anticipated, fall foliage. Everything looks pretty, but they were overwhelmed. They had to have the sheriff's department out there. There was no more parking left. The entire place was completely overrun, and they were starting to park across the street where they're not supposed to be parking. But nobody was saying anything. Nobody, was like, what are we going to do? All these people coming into town, and we don't want to make a scene or anything. So everybody benefited. All the businesses did really, really good. Yeah, she is good and busy. Annette, I shared the Harvest Festival. Oh, thank you, dear. That 3 people. Yay. Hopefully they subscribe. Tell them to subscribe. We wanted to come in the fall a long time, but it won't be this year. Larger than normal crowds. But yeah. And I'm sure it has to do with the virus. I'm sure it has to do with people wanting to get out and wanting to just get out of the house and just start doing stuff. And I understand that. It stores. I couldn't even go into any stores. I couldn't do any shopping because there was lines going into the stores. Gas lines. I thought it was back in the 70s again, because it was like, why are all these people on line for gas? And they were just because there were so many people that needed gas. I could even. I'll wait till tomorrow. I don't need gas quite that bad. Oh Lord. It was something else. And Brad says we likely won't be down again until next summer. That's always a good time. Next summer that's always a pleasant time to come up here. It's not as crowded in the summer as it is right now. I've never seen it this crowded. Never. My eyes are playing tricks with me today. I don't know why. Probably I'm just overtired. That's usually what happens. I get overtired. I don't think I crawled into bed till about 3:30 this morning, and I got up at 8, and I told Maria, so I'm going out to see a car show. I can't find the car show. It's all over. I know cars are there because the trailer's there, and the trailers are there because the cars are there. And I'll go, okay, where the car? I asked a bunch of people, and they go, I don't know. I asked Google. Google said, I believe next weekend. But it's weird that the people be coming in a week ahead, this far, this much of a crowd. You know what I mean? It doesn't make a lot of sense. But maybe that's what happened. What was that? But the trip to Gatlinburg, I enjoyed it a lot. Even though it was crowded, because I don't do this on a regular, going into the crowd. So I kind of know my one. And as soon as I hit that bypass, that was nice. Because I couldn't get any pictures. You want to talk about something? You want to talk about dumb? I took all my camera today. Everything. I charged everything up. I said, all right, I got my phone. I'm going to go live, and then I'm going to shoot some video. Well, I do where I kind of want to be in Berg. And I go, okay, let me set my camera up and get everything all set up. Everything to go. I forgot the cards. Brad, I forgot the SD card. that was dumb. I can't believe I didn't. And normally I have an extra one. I looked in the glove. I forgot. I took the other day. I used it and brought it down into my studio. And so I said, well, that kind of ended my day of taking pictures. I guess I'll go out tomorrow. But the leaves, what's going on? I'll show you the leaves. There's really not much happening. It's here. Leaves are still green. Like I said, I'm 1600. I'm just just a skip and a jump to where's Valley, and they are starting to look but only in the higher elevation up on the mountain and stuff. They look pretty up on the mountain, but they're not turning yet. I mean, look how green they are. They're just not that green. See down there, there's just some color, a little bit of color, but not much. This one always dies first. This tree, I don't know what it is. It never gets very colorful. It just kind of dies, and then the leaves fall up. But you can see there's green leaves here. There's some yellow there. And you go, oh, look at the yellow. That's pretty. That's pretty up there. Hear how quiet it is here. I stained all my decks. I did both levels. I got so much more to do. The red trim. I'm trying to get this all done. I've got to get up there. I got to get all that done. And then this side, all this done. I got to take all the screens, all the windows, and then paint the doors, paint the windows, paint the chairs. These have to be redone. All these have to be redone. Everything. The decks were the hardest because I had to take them down and then do them over again. You know, you got to do that every time when you stain. So that was a pain. But it's not looking bad. I got my fan over there for when it keeps the no-see-ums off me if I'm out there. But you can see there's not much. There's the color, and the valley doesn't have any. I mean, if you check out the valley, any of the pictures, there's really not happening. It says we came down at perfect time. July wasn't hard enough, and July isn't really all that. I mean, it can get a little hot here, but it's never hot all that long. The mid to late afternoon, it gets a little hot. Other than that, as soon as the sun goes down, real down. It's not like Florida, any of the other places that you might be going to. It cools down quick enough where you're comfortable, and it's never really that long. And if you do get those hot days, just deal with them. It's not like Florida. See over here, there's no color. There's no color. You can see it there. I don't know if you can reach the higher points, the peaks up there. So there's just a little bit of color, a little bit of red and a little bit of yellow, but these are still quite bright. We'll see what happens tonight. I'm quite a ways down. Kind of ways down. Yeah. You really can't see the but it's right there. That goes all the way there, all the way back here. No neighbors, as you can see. No neighbors. We own this whole hill, this whole thing, all the way out here. No neighbors. All woods. Then you come up around like that, and then you come into the driveway over there. Very private, very quiet. That's why we got bears here. A bear come here and all the raccoons and stuff. There's a lower deck, a piece of. Oh, there's my There's my drop cloth and my ladder going up this side of the house. Just give you an idea what it looks like up here. At least from what I can tell, it's at least another week, half of a week to a week. It all contingent on the weather. If we have cold nights like tonight, which will be around 39 degrees, that is good for the foliage. If it gets any warmer than that, it delays it, and then the leaves just shrivel up, and then they die, they fall off the tree. So the like tonight should help the color considerably. And if it stays, it's supposed to be that way. The rest of the we will see. I'm hoping. Down. There's the raccoon dishes. That's not for a dog. That's for the rat. That's two dishes. There's more dishes down there off to the side. There's 12 or 14 dishes all in all. Hey, let's go. Sorry, I didn't only look at the screen, this way. This phone, the me flip thing while we're in motion. The new 20, the A20 does that, so I may wind up getting the A20. In Wisconsin. Wisconsin's pretty. It's very nice. It's very pretty out there. Thank you, Chris. I only showed you the one side, but I might have to look at that. Oh, it's in my face. It feels good. It was pretty chilly here last night. It was down last night. Is the microphone, Brad and Crisco and then Annette, is the microphone clear? Is it choppy? Is the audio choppy or is the video choppy? I'm trying to figure it out. Yeah, it is a beautiful day here. Thank you. Yeah, it is a beautiful day. And it was chilly this morning when I got up, and I usually go outside and I have my coffee, as I always have, and it even says Happy Harvest. Small echo. Okay. Where would that be coming from? I mean, I know I don't have. Making sure the volume is. Oh, wait, let me turn that volume down. Can you still hear me now? Can you hear me now? I didn't realize the volume was up. A little choppy, but I can. How about now? I have this new microphone attached to this thing. It's a really tiny little thing, but it's got a high and low button on it for giving a better sound. It could be the best connection, Brad. I have a really cruddy connection up. The bars aren't good. They're not much way of 1.5 and a half. It's 1.5, 2, 1 and 2, 1.5. I don't have really good stuff up here. Maybe when they get the 5G stuff in, I don't know. I sure hope so. Could be. But did that help that I turned the volume down? Did the echo disappear? I'm hoping. I'm trying to figure out the problem, and I need you guys as my eyes and ears for this thing. You're pretty much it. I'm going to take my sip of coffee. Oh, I love my glove. I love my glove so much. What else is going on? Like I said, the festival was really, really nice. The Harvest Fest, I was very pleased. So friendly there. It's such a difference when people isn't and they interact with you willingly. I didn't have to pull the teeth to have these people talk with me. They were glad, they were happy to talk with us and give us their opinion and stuff. 5 game changer for rural areas. Yes, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Oh. I could tell I'm tired. One of them saggy. I think it's this one. It's like starts to go. Half of my brain goes to sleep. Half brain goes to sleep. Oh. Vanessa asked, "What coffee do you?" Good coffee. Good. What I've been using on the regular is, and believe it or not, because I was never a fan of fold, never ever, and it's not instant fold, perk Folgers, but it's called Black Silk, and it is a really good, mellow, strong coffee, almost no aftertaste at all, and it brewed beautifully. And I was someone turned me on to it, and they said, "You got to check this. I got this. I go, Jers." They go, "No. You got to check out." And I did, and I've been using it for years now. So yes, try it out. Folgers Black Silk. It's very good. I make it all the time. 2 pots a day. Maybe. She said that's good coffee. Okay, good. And then at least you've tried it. They were posted, like I said, I thought there was a car show. I didn't see any date for a car show, so I said maybe. But next week, this car show, so we'll see what happens. Maybe on next week. I'm leaning on the rail now to take a break here. And the microphone seems to be working. I have it on hot. I'm not going to switch it around or not, right into the sock of the phone instead of the headphones, which I could use the headphones, but I don't particularly like the microphone on the phones. They're not always that good. They're pretty tinny, and this has a little tiny amplification. It's a cardioid mic, but yeah. It's being powered, so it's using phantom power from the phone power it, so it's not a condenser mic. It needs a little bit of power, some milliamps, right, Brad? It needs some milliamps. I don't know. Tonight I was at cast early this morning, but then I said no, I want to go out and video and go live with you guys. But that live didn't work at all. That was because if you look at the very short video in Gatlinburg, it was short, and it took me ever to get it on. Maybe there was something wrong with the phone, and it wasn't. Just the signal really is bad there. And I tried, and it just popped on. I go live, and I go, okay, I didn't do anything different here. Live, and then it just heard the screen or the slack. I said, with all these people here, I bet whatever system they had, and I'm sure it's good, but I don't think it can handle as many who are draining. Everyone had their phones in their hand. I mean, you know how that is. And there were literally thousands of people there today. I wanted to really give you an overall camera, but it just the camera only gets so much, on a phone. It just doesn't. It doesn't do the real what it is. Maybe someday they'll come out with a 360 where you can get 360 video, and that would be a good there if you get 360. Yeah, that would be very good. What else is happening? I cooked a big pot of chili, Briscoe. I cooked a. Did I eat? I got to pull away so I can read this. The Apple Barn. No. I really do stay away. I've had their apple fritters. I like their apple fritters, but when the tourists are here, you literally have to stand online. You stand online. And it's not or anything. I just don't like standing in lines because it's boring and it's tiring, and waiting an hour and a half to have chicken and some fritters and stuff. No. I wait till everybody goes home with them there. But I know they make the good apps there. Yeah. But I pot of chili. That was pretty good. Then I made a cutlet and beef stew. Not all at the same time. No. Each day I made something different. And then if I like it and it came out good, I freeze. I take some and I put it in Tupperware and I freeze it. If not, goes to the raccoons and the bear. Whoever gets it first, I don't care whoever gets it, but it's always gone. No matter what I put out, it does not. This is going back in the summer. I threw out a watermelon. We ate, and then the other half, after a day or two, they get kind of squishy. So I said, all right, let me just throw it over the edge and see what happens. It was gone. The whole rind and everything was gone. I don't know who ate the rind. You're cooking up soup with cheese tonight. That sounds really good. You know what I like with grilled cheese is tomato soup. It's, I guess, because it reminds me of my childhood. Grilled cheese, and I'm weird, but I put a tomato in my grilled cheese because it does taste good. Try it sometime. Put a tomato in there, grilled cheese, and a can of Campbell's tomato soup. Yeah. Way to do it. Where have you been, Chris? I haven't seen you at tomato soup. Where you been? Where a couple of days? I haven't seen you online. I'm assuming you got your power back. Right? You got your power back. I better have got your power back. Hey, where did she go? I haven't heard from Brad. And where did Annette from Wisconsin. Annette, you're being awfully quiet. Being very quiet. I don't know if the signal, I'm walking on the side of the house now. I don't know if the signal is going to disappear or not. If it doesn't, if it does, I'm sorry. This is Crisco, you appreciate that. Oh, I can't believe I got paint on this. What is wrong with me? I got paint on my barbecue. Oh, I got paint on my barbecue. There. That's not good. Now I'm paint on my barbecue. But this is like a little area here. This is where I do all barbecuing here. Sometimes I sit out here. There used to be a hot tub here when I bought the place. The guy had put in a hot tub. I gave that away immediately. I gave it to the maintenance guy. I said, "You want a free hot tub?" And he looked at me. I said, "Just take it. I'll help you unhook it. Just get it out of here." So he got the hot tub. I'm not a hot tub guy. I'm really not. And here you can, hopefully you can see the angle. I don't know if you can see the angle of the hill that we're on. And you can't really hear it, but there's a brook right down in there. It goes up there. That's all our property up there. And there's a brook that meanders down through here. But it's steep. That's why I wanted to show you that. You go down there, you skid. I can't tell you how many times I've started out like over here, and down I went, down to the bottom. But it's really, really steep. So I don't often go down there anymore because I'm tired of falling down. I really am. Yeah. I'm trying to think what else, because I haven't heard. And no, I haven't been doing. What's your favorite thing to barbecue? Everything. I like chicken. Marie fish. She loves fish, barbecuing fish. Just about anything, because I'll do fried green tomatoes on the barbecue. Chris like fried green tomatoes? Annette, do you like fried green tomatoes? Brad, do you guys like fried green tomatoes? I love them. That's what I made the other day too. Made a bunch of those. I found 3 green tomatoes at Kroger, and I cut them up, dip them in egg, and I mix the breadcrumbs with the seasoning and stuff, and just cook them. Doesn't take but just a few minutes. You just throw them on the grill, and they're done. They're excellent. Just eat those, and you're fine. I was hoping that I could use some leaves, but I mean, the only yellow is in the distance there. All this here is green. It's going to be a few more days. You can almost see the hill here. How steep it is, and that's the driveway going down there. I know you can't really see all that. You have to have stereoscopic eyes to kind of see through things. And this is Hootie. That's Hootie Owl with the little bee going around. See, that's Hootie. And the reason I'm up here, and his head turns in the wind. The reason I keep Hootie up here is they keep peckers. That if you ever see these on these owls. If you put one on either end of your house or on the roof of your house, it keeps away the wood they don't like. That's their natural enemy. There is the owl, the horned owl. So I have zero problem. When we first moved in here, I had problems with woodpeckers, and I was replacing wood and putting new and then there was again. And a guy told me, put an owl out there. I said, what do you an owl? And he goes, right here. I go, didn't know you had life. He says, no, it's the owl. I said, really? And he says, yeah, check it out. It works. Okay, make a video. Is it a plastic one or a real owl? Because we got real owl. We had one day. Here's Hootie, and that tree right there. There was this kind of owl there, and I'm assuming it was a female, or vice versa. That was a male and this is a female, but I can't tell the difference. And that thing wouldn't move from there for days. It was like in love with this. And I remember coming out here one day and it was just sitting there and I go, what are you looking at? And he's just kind of like, they turn their head back and forth and stuff. So I came over here and from behind, from like this, I moved the head and it startled the owl that was right there. It got all bristled up and all I did was move the head and it was like, oh, it's alive. It's alive. And it flew away. That was it. I was trying to, like, hello, how are you? You're looking good. You look good, but you look better on a bun, And then I never seen it again. The owl again. I don't know what happened. It scared the heck out of the owl. But it's supposed to scare owl. Owl is just supposed to scare the woodpecker. And the real ones too. Yeah. Usually when you have the ones, I guess draws the real ones. If there's any correlation between the two, I don't know. It's I can't see the degrees on my phone now because it's out of the screen, but it was 60 something, 62 or 63 out of the car. It's very I can tell it's starting to get a little cooler because the sun is starting to go down. And we have an eastern, the house faces the east. So it's going behind now. So guess what time is it? What time is it? 2:27. So it's getting later afternoon. So it'll cool down. You'll probably get cool, right, Crisco? You're probably gonna. I don't know what you guys get down to. Screen has done, but it'll be down in the 30s here tonight. I've actually had to turn on the heat a couple of times, which I normally. It's kind of early for me to turn on the heat. And if I'm up in the living room, I'll just turn on the fireplace. And this way I don't have to heat the whole house in order just to enjoy the room I'm in. Because I don't use the whole place. We just don't use this whole house. Because this whole, what you see here, this is the guest suite, all of this. You have your own entrance. Whoever stays in this part of the house, they have their own entrance, exit. And then they have the bedroom. It goes this way. They got their own bathroom way over there. That library is up there, which I'm going to paint. That's tomorrow's job, is to take the screens out here, wash the windows, and paint. And then down there's another. You can't really see it, but there's another level back here. You can see there's a level there, another level below, another deck below, towel drying, and then there's the basement. And this is where we are now. I'm standing, it's about 38 feet from the ground. It's all solid rock under here. Because the whole house, only this part is above ground. What you see here, only this is above ground. The rest of the house is built into the mountain. It's actually in the mountain. And it stays cool. Anything lower than this level, this is a normal temperature. But as soon as you go down to the next level, it's cool, about 8 degrees, 10 degrees cooler, just because we're in the side of the mountain. I'll share this with you. Don't mind my dirty windows, but you see this? Can you see this smudge? Can you see that smudge? That's the bear's nose, and I wipe that every day. Like, I'll wipe it in a little while. The bear puts its nose up here, and it sniffs every single day. I got my Chinese stuff up here. This is for Marie. Buddha. You gotta have the Buddha. The security cameras. There's security all over this place. There isn't a corner anywhere that doesn't have security on it. You have to, being out here, you just have to be cautious. Look at the blue jays. No neighbors. Nice and quiet. But notice the leaves are not, everything's green. Even up there, like I said, look up the peaks up there. They haven't changed color. None of them. They're green. There's a little yellow here and there, but that's because they're in the process of changing. But oh, another 5 days or something. Another 5 or 6 days. Oh, I gotta sit down. Now I'm in the sun. Sorry. It's very nice outside. 63. So you're going to be definitely warmer than us. You're 30 degrees warmer than us. And Crisco says, what is your favorite? I got to pull back. Think about having your YouTube channel. Being able to talk with you guys. Being able to just chat with you guys. Because it's nice. Because normally I'm just talking to the bears or the raccoons. That's all. That is it. And yeah, I like being able to talk. And look how many miles you are away. Right. Same thing with Brad and Annette and all that. Annette from Wisconsin. Trying to see if anyone else came on board. Brad might still be with us. We don't know. But it's been a good weekend. I can't complain, except for the traffic a little bit. I don't particularly like traffic. It kind of gets in the way of me being able to go in and out and where else, and that's not good. That's not good at all. We don't go out much on the weekends. We usually have plans to do video work on. That's kind of like what I want to do, and Marie likes it too. We got we had scarecrow people, the festival. I'm trying to think what else I did. A few more in the can, but I'm not that I'm going to. I'm not sure I'm going to bring them out. I won't focus. That's when you have MS. That's what happens. Sometimes your eyes don't focus properly. But that's okay. I deal with it accordingly. I've made some great friends on this. Yeah, we have, haven't we? We've made some good friends on this journey that we're on, and this is it's an interesting journey, is it not? Really is. And we're both getting numbers. You're getting more numbers. I'm getting more numbers. Getting more hits, and that's what it's about. We'll both be there at that 1,000 magic mark, and then after that, I don't know what my goal is going to be, what my ambitions are going to be concerning where I want to go with it. I feel comfortable with the editing and the videotaping. And there's for me to do up here. There's no want for subjects or content. So then figure I have other angles on that I'd like to do when it comes to video taping, because I get after a while, and if I'm bored, then it's going to in the content. So I want to make sure that I come up with things, different techniques, different strategies for keeping you guys entertained. It's kind of my goal, is to, if I'm entertaining myself, I think I'm entertaining you, because I get bored really easy with things. So, and I know that's much how it is world today. The attention span is kind of short, and so I have different plans and different things I want to do when it comes to structuring a video and making it more for you guys. And the editing, it's pretty much a breeze for me. I goof around with it a lot, and sometimes I make mistakes. Like the other night, it was fine. It was in the morning. I can't believe I left, and you'll see it if you look at the video of, I want to say, not the Harvest Fest, before that, which I think was the Scarecrow people. When I'm loading and pulling certain pieces in to do editing, it gives you the option to put in there what you want to say, what you're trying to do. And I completely forgot it was like so blatantly in my face, and I blew right by it. I'm so sleepy, and I just went right by it. because when I'm piecing it together, like which, you start with your bread, and then you put your layers of meat and your cheeses, and then your vegetables, and then the last piece of bread, which is your not only your sandwich, but it's also your video. You have a start, a middle, and an end, and from there you've got to be sure that you have all the ingredients to make a good sandwich, so that it's the way you want it. And if you forget something cool, then you have done video. Hi, Annette. My first video. I got to pull away. I'm sorry. My first video of yours is the day after the fire. The red. Oh, okay. So you've been a while. You've been around a while on that. Thank you. That was just a fluke. Like I said, Marie and I were just driving, and we were heading past, and I said, "What's that?" And I saw this black smoke, and that's not a barbecue. And I said, "You're not cooking." I said, "If she was cooking, smoke is expected. Smoke, fire in the fire department. Those are usually how it goes. We always set up extra plates for the fire department when she cooks, because they come to put it out." So. But then by the time I turned around, that thing was fully ablaze, and the fire department was pulling right up. But they're that quick. Crisco says, eventually, I think it'd be really cool to take a vacation to some of the old places in New York, Florida. She wants to do that too. She wants to go to New York, and I spent a really good portion of my life in New York, working in New York City for a long time, and I know a lot of the hangouts. I don't know if there's still that. I can't promise that those places. I used to go to this place. This is when I did drink. I wasn't an alcoholic. Just when we'd all get together and go have a beer or something, and it was called Friar Tuck's in the Village. And I remember, because a friend of mine says, "You got to go to this place with us. It's called Friar Tuck's." And I go, "Okay, Friar." So he said, and I go, "I thought we were going to a bar." And he goes, "We are." He goes, "But you got to go through here." And I go, "What?" And I go, "What? What? We have to go through an apartment building, through the doors." Now picture these tall brownstone buildings. They're 10 stories, brown brick. And you have to go through the door entrance as if you're going in this apartment, but you walk down the hallway, then go downstairs, go out a door, through an alleyway. And I'm trying to remember all the turns. Through alleyway, make a couple of left, couple of turns, into the back of another building, go through its hallway, and it was obviously another brownstone building, the height of another building. And then as you come up, you go through the building, and as you came to the left, there was big, thick oak door with the typical movie, the little door that opens up. The guy would look out. "What do you want?" And it was that. And I go, "Look at that! It looks like a movie." And he goes, "This was an old speakeasy during the Prohibition days, the 20s and 30s." I go, "Look at that!" And when you go in, bam! It was bar in the basement of this apartment house. It was a bar, and it was nice. It was very clean, very nice, and Friar Tuck's, it was called. And we used to go there. After that was our go-to spot. We said, "No, we got to go to Friar Tuck's. We have to go to Friar. I love Friar Tuck's." And it was great. They had food there. They had sandwiches and your typical stuff and beer. And we'd always go there after work, and that was fun. But there's a lot of those play New York, and you have to find them because they're not posted. There was no entrance. Like you would see at a store, the door and the sign. No, there was no. You had to. This place was. Somebody had about it because it was advertised for all this, and that was the allure. That was, I think, the mystique of this place is that you had through this labyrinth into the speakeasy, and that was so cool. And that's what New York is if you know the ins and outs of New York. And many other places. You go to 42nd Street, fun. That's where all the different people are, the very people. And back in my days, I was doing that in the Senate in yeah, early 70s, mid 70s. And it was then. It was very crazy. Lots of really long-haired freaks. I had long hair at that time. I mean, long-haired, really out there people, the artsy fartsy crowd. It was fun for me because it was eye candy. It was like a buffet for the eyes to watch all these people, and I used to love doing that. Annette, where have you been? You're in Wisconsin. Whereabouts in? Well, you have to give me the location. Have you traveled outside of Wisconsin? And Crisco, same for you. Where have you gone? In your 40 years or 42 years? Where have you? Where's your state? Other than where you live, you can't use your own state. You got to use something. And any questions as far as my favorite state, right where I'm sitting right now? The state of yes, state of Nirvana. It's just so peaceful. It's just, I couldn't ask for more. It's so much not what I lived for a long time. My favorite place is Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Why Gatlinburg over all the other places, Crisco? And same thing with Annette, yes, but not that often. And Crisco says hello, Annette. I'm sure you saw that, but I just want to make sure that you say hello and hello back. Oh, my coffee! It was calling me. I heard it. It goes, Jeff, drink me. Oh, that is good. It is magical. There's a lot. When you come up, I'll take you to some other places that you'll find are pretty much as magical. There's some really cool here. Same with you and whenever you come on up, we'll take you around and we'll show you where the cool places are, where the play a little bit off the beaten path places, so that you see what not all the tourists see. Because the tourists always see the same stuff, and I get bored with just looking at the same stuff. That's why it's always like to go out. One thing I always enjoy doing is just going down the road and turning. Just turning. Just go somewhere else. Go down a road you've never been before and find out where it goes. I mean, all roads lead somewhere. You're not really going to get lost. And husband and I are hoping to be in Tennessee next year for your birthdays. Oh, very good. What a good birthday. A gift that would be that with you to Tennessee. And it's weird because part of Tennessee is where all the mountains. You go to the other side of Tennessee, it's flat. It's flat. I mean, as soon as you get to Knoxville, it's flat, and that's only 45 minutes from here. There's nothing to see. There's nothing. You go to like Chattanooga and stuff like that. Like a couple of bumps in the road, kind of look all right, but nothing. The Smoky Mountains, nothing quite as pretty as the Smoky Mountains. Yeah, I love the mountains too, Crisco. Absolutely. It's magical in its own way. It's different. It calms you down. If you are uptight or stressed, you can just go for, and often I do. If I'm not thinking clearly, it's like I can't get an answer to a question, and I'm stressing over that. I just jump in the car and I go out, make a right, and in minutes I'm on the foothills Parkway. That's what's cool. This guy's coming in to do maintenance. Okay, good. It's about time he got to work. Crisco's been 5 times, so you kind of have a feel for what's going on here, and that's good. A lot of people up here, and they have a preconceived notion that everything is Pigeon Forge, everything is Gatlinburg, and it's not. There's so much happening in this area, and the only way to find out is you get in the car and you go for a drive, and you just go driving. Just fill up the tank And if you take a couple bottles of water with you, maybe take a snack or two if that's what you need, because there's always places to stop. There's no want for places to go and eat around here, but always have water, and you could you can go the mountain route or you can go the more flatland route. But I'm prone to the mountains. Anything that has to do with hills and peaks and stuff, that's where you're going to find me. That's where I feel best, my most comfortable, because I just feel right here. Always have. Always have felt right in the mountains. Florida really just never agreed with me for any reason at all. Not a beach person at all. We used to go, but it's like, what are we looking at? I'm looking at this. You're on a beach, and no matter how far you look left or look left, it still looks the same. It's water that way and sand this way. That's it. I'm bored now. Really, really bored. And you'd think Marie would like the beach and stuff. Usually when we went to the beach, and being Asian, you would think, oh my goodness, she comes from a tropical country and stuff. She hates the sun; it burns her. It's like, what are you, a vampire or something? She gets out in the light, and the skin starts to sizzle. She burns really easy. So we didn't really do much beaching. When I actually have some videos of Water Beach and I can't remember the name of the other beach, but it's not far from there. And it's a nice beach. For beaches, it's a beach. But other than it's a beach, there's not much to do. You put your feet in the sand and you go in the water and you swim. And okay, what? Now what do we do? That's why I was more inland. Florida, I had a couple of boats, and I would go on the rivers, the freshwater rivers. And that to me was fun. I had a pontoon boat, and then I had a 17-foot skiff, Southern Skimmer, and I would take them out all the time. I'd go out by myself. I just put on the back of the car, just go, and that was fun. But you can't do that all the time because you have to drive to it. And I was about 30 minutes easily if there was no traffic, and then you got to boat up, you got on straddle, you have to back in the water, then release the boat and tie it off, then you have to go take your car or whatever vehicle I was using at that, and then you got to go put it in the parking lot. It's a real pain in the butt just to go out for an hour or two on the, and that ran thin quick. After a few years, it's like I've been on this river 100 times already. I know every angle of this river. And there's only so many freshwater rivers that you can go in Florida. A lot of them, they don't let you go all the way up to the head springs. And I always like going to the head zone of this. But no, the mountains is where I belong. This is it. He finds it. This is now her happy place. This is where she feels her best. And I'm glad she enjoys it. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm waiting for the leaves to turn. I was hoping I could show you some leaves turning. Come on, turn now. Hurry up, turn. We got things to do. Oh, goodness gracious. There's just look. That's the yellow. There. That's pretty. That's very pretty. And this was in green. You would think they'd be the same, right? Different trees, yellow, green, not ready yet, green. But I do know when they go to their color, they're pretty, and I'll be guys. Every season I'm going to go out and get video. I'm going to go up the foothills. You'll get real familiar with the foothills. And the same turns, I'm going to go to the missing link from here, from our place, then up to the missing link, and then I'll turn around and come back down. And so I get you up top of the mountain, and then on the way back down. So you see the lead up, at the top, we'll look at the mountains and stuff all the way around, then turn around, come down, you'll see the opposite side of what I see going up. So that's a good 30-minute, and you'll see the progression of the leaves. Prisca says, been to the beach many times. Yeah, I have too, but it's just like, doesn't it get boring? Don't you find boring real quick? Pensacola and Gulf Shores, Alabama. Yeah, they're there anyway. Pensacola and parts of Alabama. There's just a little bit more scenery to look at on the beaches. In Florida, it's the same over and over again, unless you go to the Atlantic side. Now, and that's a drive where I was the Tampa all the way to the other side. That's 150 miles, and takes a couple hours to go across, and that's if traffic is on your side. And then you go to the ocean, and the waves are bigger there because the Gulf of Mexico, there's almost no waves. They're very shallow waves. They're not good waves or anything. But on the Atlantic side, you can get some good surfboarding or skimming and stuff like that, and the water's completely different. The water on the Atlantic side, the Daytona Beach side, the Flagler Beach side, that's colder. Even in the summer, that water is cold. On the Gulf side where I was, it doesn't matter how cold it is. That water was like a backup tub. It's always hot, always too hot. It's like you're in a 100-degree bathtub at the time. So it feel really good. And I couldn't make that drive all the time to the Atlantic side because that's a whole day. That's literally a whole day. By the time you traffic on I-4 and get across the state, you're exhausted. And now it's not a cool place to go. There's a lot of craziness going on there now. So you be careful if you're going to go to like beach and flag and it's not like it used to be. It used to be a party city and a lot of fun. It's not. There's a lot of gang activity there. So you got to be really, really careful. A lot of gang activity. So stay out of state. I mean, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving you a fair warning what you're going to see when you go there. Okay. Titusville is not. There's nothing in Titusville. there is the space center there, or whatever they're calling it now, but that's where the shuttle takes off. But the little town of Titusville is so small. It is so tiny. There's probably half a dozen stores. That's it. And then the shuttle. That's what they do. But I don't think the shuttle pretty well in the museum now. They're not even launching shuttles from there anymore. But I used to watch from my radio stations, look out and look across my window, and I could see the shuttle take off when it did. And that says, I'd rather be in the mountains than on the beach. Yes, I agree with you, girl. Absolutely. What I like about the mountains is that here, I never get tired of looking of this. I never get tired of looking at the hills and the trees and the height. Low to high, and if I just want to change perspective, all I have to do is just walk across the deck, and now I could look at the mountaintops over there, and then look down over here. But if you go to the beach, you look left, you look right. It's the same thing over and over. It's just beach, water, beach, and shouldn't be in bathing suits like me. This just shouldn't be in bathing suits like me. One, I'm too hairy. I'm way too hairy to a bathing suit and not a Speedo. Could you imagine this big old hairy body in a Speedo? What an unsightly, I mean, that you would have to bleach eyes out. You would have to put bleach in your eyes to try to get rid of that image out of your head. Me in a Speedo. Yeti in a Speedo. Chris, go ahead on out. Yeah, I'm going to call it a show for now. I appreciate it. Yeah, we did an hour. I like that. I thank you. All of you, thank you. And thank you, Briscoe, Brad. I'm trying to think. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. I don't think I did. there's several while nobody came on. Plus, my battery's almost dead. But thank you guys, really, thank you for coming on board. Don't forget, tomorrow 7 to 9 we'll be live here, Marie and myself, and we'll talk about all the other crazy stuff that went on. And until then, thanks for joining us on Vacation TV. You guys have a good time. Have a safe night. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.